Hello, my name is Ziggy, and I'm going to be trying something a little bit different today. This will be called First Coast Storm Tracking. It is March 10th, 2023, as you can see by my screen, and I will get to what's going on right now in a bit, but for now I just wanted to get ahead of the curve and say that this is hopefully going to be a new series where I try and basically do amateur weather coverage. I did the Sop Choppy Tornado video the other day, and it was a lot of fun. So, for now, I'm just kind of winging it, to be completely honest with you. I'm going to try and set up a better format, but what I'm going to do for now is, it's about 5:30 now, and this is when the storms are really starting to pick up. It has rained throughout the day. There have been some more severe storms west of us, so I'm going to include some stuff real quick before I get into what is currently going on now. So here are just two radar loops I had from today. First you'll see one that starts at about 1:30 and the second one will be at 4:30. And as you can see, there's a very rapid shift in the environment. This storm system is just coming plowing in, and we're just now starting to see some rain from it. I will have a video here in a second that shows what that was like. But yeah, this is pretty traditional for springtime, but it's cool to be doing analysis of it. About 5 p.m., isolated heavy downpour before the rain shower, before the main squall line itself. Not very windy, but the rain's coming down. Yeah, so as you saw there, I could probably play back the radar real quick. You see, as the main squall line's been coming in, some of these, more isolated cells come along before it, and that's what we ended up getting caught up in. So, that's been most of the day, just sporadic rain showers from about, maybe 1 to, I guess, now. And it looks like we're really going to get into the storm activity within the next, maybe, hour and a half. But even then, you still see, new cells, even, just little rain showers for now, but these could develop into thunderstorms developing down here in, Alachua County and all that. So, still a very potent atmosphere, even though there's not a huge severe risk today. But you can never be too safe. Now that that's all out of the way, I'm going to go back a little bit to 5 p.m. I have recorded a couple segments of me commentating on the radar, and I'm going to play those for you now, and then from there, I'm just going to treat it like continuous coverage every time I pop in, up until we're done. So, yeah, sorry this has been a bit jarring. Still trying to get the ropes, get a hang of these. I can't talk. I'm trying to get a hang of this. So yeah, if you have any suggestions to maybe make this smoother, please let me know. Y'all, just here at about 5 o'clock, to do a little bit of an update. It looks like the heavier storms from the squall line are starting to move into the Jacksonville metro, and the severe thunderstorm warning just got extended while I started recording this up into Lake City. That storm was showing some really heavy, some white on the radar even, so it's very likely that there's large hail in there. And as you can see, there's a lot of the squall line, where most of it is outside of the Jacksonville area, is along the Big Bend of Florida leading up into the Swanee River Valley. So for now, I don't know when I'll record again. I'm trying to get footage of these storms, but they're not in the areas I'm in just yet. So, just wanted to check in, or well, I guess just kind of do this because I'm kind of winging this. This is my first time trying to do this, to be completely honest with you. And, so yeah, I guess we'll see how it comes out. What is so typical of, summer and spring in Florida, even though it's still technically winter, it definitely felt like a spring-like day. You see this right here, this big storm? You don't see it on GR2 Analyst, but there is a special weather statement issued for it. For some reason, on my phone, it says just for Georgia, even though it definitely expands into Baker and Duval County, where Jacksonville is. Right now, it's saying that there's threats of wind gusts for 45 to 55 mile per hour winds and half-inch hail. That gets issued on most thunderstorms around here, but still, this isn't live. I hope everyone that's there takes shelter, because it does look like a pretty potent storm on radar. It's been a bit since we've had thunderstorms in Florida, because it's been winter, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So real quick, I wanted to bring you the lightning maps, because I was reading the severe thunderstorm warning issued on this storm. I know you can't see it right now. I'll explain in a second. And it was saying continuous cloud-to-ground lightning, and yeah, look at that. There's a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. This is lightningmaps.org, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know. It's not really picking up on my radar scope for some reason, so I'm going with this. But if we go back to GR2 Analyst, this storm is looking potent, dude. You see the previous warning got canceled. It's south of Live Oak right now. This area right here indicates very heavy rainfall, or likely what it is, possibly hail. So what I'm going to do real quick is take a splice of the storm. It's kind of hard to get it exact. Hold on, I can do a little better than that. Okay, well, as you can see, pretty potent looking storm there. So yeah, hopefully this warning goes up soon, because it looks like this storm is causing some real trouble, and it's rush hour. I don't want people to be driving through that. But I guess we'll see as it starts to get further into the first coast how it'll progress. Because right now it is, if you look at its general trajectory, it's heading towards Columbia, Alachua, Union County, Baker, Clay, all of those counties between where you see the warning and about, what is that, I-95, I think? So, yeah. Storm's coming in. If it comes this way, I'll be able to get video of it. So I guess let's see what happens. Alright, I am back. It is just about 5:40. The first severe thunderstorm we had is about to run up at 5:45, but I was noticing this in the previous scans. These storms on the back line of the squall were intensifying. And yep, there is now a severe thunderstorm warning issued for them. I haven't read it yet, so I'll give it a brief skim. 6:15, 60 mile per hour wind gust, quarter size hail. Yeah. So as you can see, 1 inch hail, 60 mile per hour wind gust. These storms are definitely getting ready to train into the rest of the First Coast area. I will come back in a second to check in on the First Coast area. I just wanted to go to this radar real quick to get a better look at this storm. Heading back over to radar scope for a second, I wanted to show you it on this because you could see it a little bit better. If you look towards near where you see Belair Meadowbrook Terrace, you see more storms developing because of gust front boundaries coming off of those storms and pushing south through Clay, Union, and Duval County. It's a really interesting phenomenon, and you could probably expect to see some more thunderstorms start to pop up further south in the next couple minutes. Alright, it's 6:05, coming back to check in. Not much has changed. The severe thunderstorm over in the Big Bend is still moving. This storm in Lake City still has a special weather statement on it, but isn't severe warned anymore. But it's still got some fight in it. But as you can see, like the main chunk of the squall line is coming in, and it's really disorganized. There's no like organized band anymore. You would assume it's running from out where you see my mouse on the left to like that, but you can't really see anymore. There's a lot of breaks in it, and this is a strange phenomenon I noticed, that when frontal systems seem to get close to, not specifically the first coast, but like towards the Atlantic Ocean, but like about the middle of the peninsula, sometimes they slow down significantly. But then again, it is sunset, so that could also be why storms are starting to weaken. So for a bit of a different perspective here, we have the National Weather Service's radar loop. And, yeah, it shows, you can see the track of the Lake City severe thunderstorm, the one over in Perry, and also the start of the breakup in the squall line, but also the development of new isolated heavy downpours and even some thunderstorms. I don't know if any more of these will go severe with the sun setting, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So as I was saying, with frontal boundaries and gust fronts, you could see that another one is coming out, and it's starting to push further south. And a lot more of these cells are starting to pop up now, especially this one right here, which I find very interesting. I might actually be able to go try and get a look at it. But you can see that these cells begin to develop rapidly. It's very interesting. So yeah, the rain's definitely starting to pick up now. Not much lightning yet, but it's definitely starting to rain. Alright, it's 6:30 now. Nothing too interesting is really going on, but I will show you this. There's multiple heavy storms developing, but I wanted to show you this tool called Precipitation Depiction, which shows the heaviest places of rain and helps emphasize them more. And as you can see, the cloud-to-ground lightning is around the heavier storms. I know that's common sense, but I find lightning phenomenon very interesting, personally. Here you can see the no longer severe thunderstorms, 2 of them. This one is heading over into Duval and Clay County, while the rest of
this one moves through the Big Bend of Florida. Still looking pretty good, actually. But if we follow the track of this one, you could definitely see it start to disorganize and just kind of become a blob of heavy rain as it moves further.
So, this is probably the last video I'll record for this because it's almost completely dark outside, but you can still kind of see it. It's looking pretty eerie. That's the incoming storm that was the first severe thunderstorm from Lake City. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but on radar it's not looking that impressive. I'm not really seeing much lightning, so really, I think for the rest of the evening, our attention will probably shift towards the storm over that's now near Lake City and the rest of the Big Bend of Florida.
So just like I was saying, it looks like we have to shift our attention to the west, where this storm, the second severe thunderstorm, which got downgraded and was mostly being given special weather statements for a while, actually re-intensified. For Bradford, Alachua, Union, Columbia counties until 7:30, it's a lot of what we've been hearing already today. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Hail isn't mentioned. Tornado possible. Less than 0.75 fifths, of an inch, and 60-mile-per-hour max wind gust. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to keep an eye on this storm. I'm gonna just keep an eye on it. So something interesting to note here is the thunderstorm is located around here that just got severe warned. Not a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning with it. Which, not saying that there has to be cloud-to-ground lightning with severe thunderstorms, especially when the main focus is heavy wind gust, but I find it interesting. It's probably just because the sun's going down and again there's less overall instability in the atmosphere, but it did say that the wind threat was radar indicated, so I'm guessing they're treating it like more of a really heavy downpour with gusty winds rather than a traditional thunderstorm. This storm has really started to make a comeback. So unfortunately the radar, it's too far back now and it doesn't show that the storm was severe warned, but this was the second storm that was near Lake City. But look, like, as this kind of starts to peter out a little bit, this one holds on. And it's even starting to, like, it looks like it's starting to bow out, too, which could be causing, like, major wind damage, if that's the case. Right here. That could be big wind damage. So, I don't know. It's still until 7:30. I don't know if they plan on, extending it or not. We got, like, another 12 minutes, so we'll see. So for now, it seems like the severe threat is over, as the severe thunderstorm warning expired. However, the storm that is now in, I believe, Union or Bradford County has a special weather statement until 8 o'clock for Alachua, Union, Bradford, and Clay, I believe. 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. So it's still a pretty potent storm, just not technically reaching severe limits. I'm going to probably keep an eye on the radar till about 9. That's when the National Weather Service said they were done. Or that it would likely clear out for the day. So yeah, if anything else of interest happens in the next hour and a half, I will definitely record it, but I'm not going to be watching it as closely, because I think we've kind of gone past the peak of severe weather. It's been very interesting watching the progression of the second severe thunderstorm, as you can see. You can see where it really started to bow out here, and then like it immediately just started falling apart. Now it's just a disorganized lump. Like, I know these storms eventually burn themselves out, but it's crazy because it had a really good structure and then it just crumbled. But yeah, as you can see, it looks like we're pretty much done. The remaining bit of the actual band itself is kind of dissolving. As you can see, it's gotten much smaller. Most of the heavy rain moved offshore since. And there's some stuff down south outside of our area. But really, this last little heavy downpour south of Stark is, I think, really all we got left to worry about tonight, and then I think we're good weather-wise. Alright, it's 8:50, and as you can see, as expected, the radar is pretty much quiet now. I don't really see us getting any more thunderstorms or much more rain. So, yeah, that took me about 5 hours to do this video, and honestly, it was really fun. I got a couple more things I want to show y'all in relation to today's weather, and then I think that's it. First up, we have this radar scan I got. 50 frames of radar data. It goes from about 6:25 to, I believe, around 8:30. And basically what this shows is the one storm. I wouldn't call it a supercell, but it was definitely long-tracked. It went on for 2 hours. It was severe warned, I think, at least three different times, if not longer, and had probably like 4 special weather statements on it and numerous severe weather statement updates. So the storm definitely went on for a while, and it's pretty impressive. Next up here, I have this lightning loop from Lightning Maps where you could kind of see the general progression of the thunderstorms throughout the day. And you notice that there's a strong uptick in lightning strikes even up till now. Well, that's mostly because of offshore thunderstorms. So, lastly, this is data from my own weather station outside. It gives a lot of helpful insight about the local climate, and something you come to realize is that when you use weather apps and stuff, even if you use location data, it sometimes can be really inaccurate to where you are. But, like, this actually, especially with like rainfall totals and stuff, feels a lot more accurate. And as you'll see right about here, we got 0.21 inches of rain today, which sounds about right. We didn't really get involved into too many heavy downpours today. So that's it, y'all. Here's one last look at the radar at 9:05. Even in more of the southern counties of the first coast, storms are starting to clear out, and that system to the left seems to have a little bit more juice to it, but I don't think it's going to be anything significant. This was a lot of fun, and I would be more than happy to do this again next time there is expected severe weather on the first coast. It was only a marginal risk today, so I didn't really expect that much, but we really dodged, like, a lot of the nasty weather. Like, I think the loudest bit of thunder I heard was actually when that one storm cell, while it was, like, kind of sputtering out, was passing south of us. So, yeah, we kind of got spared from any nasty weather today. It was mostly just rain. But who knows? I guess we'll have to see if next time we're as fortunate. But yeah, tell me what you think. I think this was a really fun experiment, and I'm really proud of it. So I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you.